Okay. Good morning. We are starting 7 Pei Zion, starting Hilchos Basar B'Cholov. So just Hakdama. I mean, the first few simanim are dealing with the tarevis and pots and all the shilas. Whatever is dealing with the inyanim of Basar B'Cholov and what's aser and what's whatever. A few and look up a couple of nakudos about tam of Basar B'Cholov, and basically it's a chok, but the Rambam says that the tam is because the goyim they used to do Basar B'Cholov for Avodah Zarah to market from that, so that's why we shouldn't do it. The chinuch doesn't like it, and the chinuch says it's because. So because of Avodah Zarah, he says interesting pshat. He says they all tarevis which are aser in the Torah, shatnez, and all these things, and Basar B'Cholov is because you're going against kavod shemayim. He says like kishuv. Kosh Baruch Hu set a system up, and he separated Basar and Cholov, and and the behema, and he separated the two. And by you mixing them, like the kilayim and all these things together, you are going ahead and you are changing the bria from what HaKadosh Baruch Hu intended. So therefore the Torah points out that, okay, this is the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants the basar and cholov separate. He wants, kilayim separate. I think the Medrash says that, no, 1 second. No, okay, fine, leave that out. Don't look it up. Al so, and Kosuv, we'll start Sif Aleph. Kosuv B'Torah, L'Savasha Gli B'Chalevi Mo Gimel Pa'amim, Echad L'Isser Bishul, Echad L'Isser Achila, Ve'echad L'Isser Hana. Right, there's three, it says it 3 times. One is Marbe Bishul, one's Marbe Achila, and one's Marbe Hana. The Hotzi Achila B'Lashon Bishul, Loimar She'ena Asa Min HaTorah Ela Derech Bishul. And it doesn't say lo seichal basar b'chalav. It says don't cook it because the only way to create basar b'chalav is by cooking it. Derech bishul. Of drabanan also b'chol inyan, but eating it together and all these things is the rabbanan. If you for example, we'll see. For example, if a person decides he wants to eat a cheeseburger, it's only also mid rabbanan. It's not also midaraisa. Okay, we get in. If it's hot cheese, that's later on. But akopanim, just eating it, just putting a piece of cheese, and it's eating together with meat is not is only also midarabanim. So again, if it's roseach and blias, we'll get into that. But mikaron, you just have a cold sandwich of deli and cheese. It's only also midarabanan, which is still also midarabanan. The kol basar b'chalav she'enu asur min haTorah mutar b'hana. Any basar b'chalav which is not asur min haTorah is we're not goizer isurei hana. So the couple of kudos is, first of all, what's derech bishul? What does that mean? So number one is pashas like more is that it's Michael ben Dusai. Derech bishul that it has to be that it has to be cooked Michael ben Dusai. Some say that the cholov becomes also immediately. It's just the meat, but the pashas is that you need, lashon the Gemara is achilas kol adam. It needs to be cooked to the point where so that the tam mixes enough that it becomes basar b'chalav. Now, basar b'chalav applies both to the meat and both to the milk. I mean, it's not just like, okay, I'm going to cook meat, I cook a piece of meat and milk, that the piece of meat becomes what we'll see later, because chatika nasis nevela becomes a new isser of basar b'chalav, but the milk also is an isser of basar b'chalav, and the milk is also asur b'hana, not just the meat. Even though the pasuk is basar b'chalav, but it means it goes both ways. Other shilas about the kudos about derech bishul Is Shaila I mentioned Michael ben Dusai is the Chorbi Machmer for Shlish Bishul. It's a Machlokes, it's Chetzi Bishul or Shlish Bishul. This is as opposed to Hilchos Shabbos. And so there's a discussion between Begadim asks, other Achronim discuss, are the Gedarim of Shabbos of Bishul of Malachas Bishul by Shabbos the same as Isser Bishul by Basar B'Cholav? The Pri Megadim is related to say that it's not. Because by Shabbos it's an issue of Malachas Machshavos, and the question is what's the product and what are you trying to visual here. The point is that you want to get to the point that the Torah says that the way to make basar b'chalav is you combine derech bishul, and it has to be and it has nothing to do with Malachas Machshavos that you're trying to do a malacha. It's that you has to be actually mevushal together. Shaila is a couple shailas about is tigun.
Could be less than shlish.
Yeah, but the Gemara says it has to be bishul is not called. It's not that the malacha of cooking something. It's the fact that you're cooking meat and milk together, meaning the food has to be cooked. The other shilas they bring is about tigun. What if you fried it in butter? Is that derech bishul or not? So the tigun it's a machlokes achronim whether it's considered deraisa. Again, so these are all also yeshayas deraisa derabanan. It's all the shaylas. This is hakdamas. Also, interesting shayla about tzli. It's also tzli is also machlokes also midaraisa midarabanan. It's a very interesting svara. The place here, I think that I looked in the Chavos Das is a similar idea that tzli is not nechshav bishul because of the fact that it's belua. It's called a blia. It's not called bishul. If you put chalav or butter on top of a piece of meat and you roast it, it gets belua inside. It's not mevashel. It's a very interesting svara. Other achronim are choylek. And they say, what do you mean? They say that of course it's bishul, and it says lashon bishul by Pesach or Pesach, which means tzli. So it's machlokes on that. I know there's a couple interesting chumras. And Vadi Shulchan, there's a couple interesting chumras. I say interesting because they're chumras. That he says each time you should have two separate garbages, because maybe you'll come to pour hot cholent on top of or hot milk on top of meat inside the garbage, and you're going to be over bishul. Which, okay, I mean, that's a shaila, whether are you cliche, he's not mavashal, and I don't know, it's a chumrah ba'alma, I don't know how often you pour boiling hot cholent, and in the klipa, there might be an isser, there could be there's an isser of basar b'chalav deraisa, even the Rabbana and the klipa is definitely also. How often do you pour, if something's on a cliche already and you're pouring it in, do you have to be choshesh? Yeah, Yishalad Bari Shulchan has the Sefer has its chumras. He also questions about, are you allowed to go ahead and use an incinerator because in your trash, and also there might be basar and chalav, and if you put it down the incinerator, it cooks them together. Again, that to me is also a chiddush, because the other place can matter it, because it goes in there and it gets toasted, like it doesn't, it's not, that's not, first of all called bishul, and second of all, it's not, it gets so hot, it's just like, we'll see later on the case, if milk falls near a flame, the flame like destroys it, it cooks it, it turns into, so it's not, it doesn't combine it, it just burns it out. Shaila is about other things, irui and sli. Well, I'll get to these things. Negias cham b'cham, you have two hot pieces together. Blias is definitely not asur b'hana. Again, nafkamina also with deraisa and derabbanan, according to Ramah, is also isur hana as well. Is isur hana is a practical thing. So all these cases of a kubi is only asur midrabbanan, and again, there's no isur hana. If there's a suffix, and then tigun is a suffix, could still be makeled by It could be you could make it by mitam hana. I'm not sure. But all these cases, if it's a suffix, it's a suffix where there's a isser hana. Um, the I saw another in Shaila. Are you allowed to wash towels? You have dish towels, and you want to wash them. You want to wash them in the washing machine together on boiling hot water over your lettuce. Can you wash them together? Because it's cooking. It's cooking the guch on the towels together. We'll get to dishwashing later on in the different simon. So I thought that her it's mutter over there. Because first of all, you're not trying to cook it together, and you're not, and even also um,
The soap.
then you're putting soap in, which also we'll see later on is also a discussion about with dishes. But akopanim to say that that the bolea and there's an isser bishul, it's a chiddush. A person can, with basar b'cholav there isn't any. A person can be machmer as much as he wants. There is idea we'll see in the harchakos, not eating. There is idea of harchakos of basar b'cholav. These could be a person decides he wants to be personally machmer and whatever. A number my Rosh Yeshiva, he has separate kitchens, basar and cholav, not like Pesach. Instead of having a Pesach kitchen, he has a basar kitchen and a cholav kitchen. So there's no, they don't have any issues. People, you can be machmir in all these different things. Al Chupanim. Right. So that's we'll see more about also different ways of bishul and different things, but al chopanim, and the question is also hana. What about lighting a candle from basar and chalav together? Is that so that would also be the l'chor that would be also mitam hana. Chaylev and but we'll see about chaylev in a minute. So that's that's some general rules of derech bishul. Which people always think about, but there is. Because your kavana is to combine them so you can combine the fat so you can use it. We'll see more about lighting candles later also, but these are just hakdamas.
It's already busted color, you saying?
You combine butter.
When you light the candle.
It's not about no when you so let's right. So number one, it could be it's possible. Let's say it's possible cholav already. Then there and a You're right. Lighting a candle is great possible cholav. Also, you're right. That would be a chiddush. But then again, you want them to combine to make the flame. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. The Pesach Tshuva talks about it actually. The Pesach Tshuva talks about you already made basar b'cholav and now you want to use it for a candle. So that's what he's talking about. The other, we'll have to see about the other. He does bring the the Besamim Rosh, which okay, whatever. Pesach Tshuva brings the Besamim Rosh, and I'm not getting into the controversy behind it. But he brings the Or Zarua, who says that that is also bishul, the candle. So. So whatever, we have to look into that further. Beis gdi lav dafka. Gdi is lav dafka. Tehuadin shor seve'ez any behema. Also, you cook it. It's also below shna b'chalav aim, below shna b'chalav acheres. It doesn't dafka have to be the it's not because it's cruel to go ahead and to cook the kid, the kid. The baby animal in its own mother's milk, not because of that specifically. It's any chalav is also davar kosev b'hayve. The pasuk is only talking about what was the normal thing. The simple thing was to go ahead and you have the liquid, you have the milk the cow right now, and you have the calf. Let's just cook it together. It's not because there's any other cheshbonis. Gimel.
That's the meaning of the pasuk.
That's what?
That's the meaning of the pasuk. How do you know to say lav dafka?
Well, that's right. Shulchan Aruch is Elashadiber Hakasav B'Hoivet. Right. That's not the. I didn't look up a first. I didn't look up whatever. You can look at all the Tami and mitzvahs. I mentioned a few, but Akopadim. But that's because since that's what we pass that it's Lo Shna, so then it's not. that's not the that's not pshat. That's not the svar. It's just that's what Shulchan says. That was that was just the easy thing people did. Gimel ein noeg ela b'basar behema tahira. B'cholav behema tahira. It's only mikra din. It's only from basar of a behema tahira and cholav behema tahira. But basar tahira b'cholav tmeya. But cooking basar b'cholav tmeya. Basar tmeya b'cholav tahira. But you put in you cook I don't know, snake in milk or whatever. Mutarim b'bishul b'hana, or you put chaser in whatever. It's mutarim b'bishul b'hana, but obviously they're still usher because it's basar tmeya. But the other isurim are not chal. Whether there's a discussion in Achronim whether hana and bishul is an isur is it an isur moisif? I'm getting into it so much over here. The fame of the Rambam in Pirush Mishnah is a famous lashon, at least and this is in the Kulan Nifla that achilas b'chal hana, and therefore it's not an isur moisif. There's a discussion, how does it work? That's why there's a shaila here by basar tameya. It's not, there's no isur moisif that it's going to add basar b'chalav on top of the but the bishul and the hana, it's not like aser b'hana. And whether the basar has still also an isser basar b'chalav is a discussion, but akopan it's not enough to create to be chal bishul hana on a treif meat in milk. Also, the shaila with hana is also to talk about one of the main what the shaila is talk about is a dog food. Dog food, can you use that to feed your animal? And they actually talk and say you have to check and be sure because that's hana, and the way they make it, if they cook it together, it's a problem. Basar.
It could be that the difference is whether it was basar shchuta, which it rarely is.
Oh, but tells me also midrabanan. All right, so if it's also midrabanan, so then you can feed it. Then you could feed it to your dog, whatever. But basar chayav oif afilu b'chalav tahira. Basar chayav no, if even chalav tahira mutar b'bishul b'hana. Even though there is it's a b'chagas in the Mishnayos, but al kopanim we paskin it's only midrabanan. And therefore it's mutar b'bishul b'hana. Also, if you want to cook it for a goy or any of these things, if it's chicken, it's fine. Even basar chaya is not included. So whatever af ba'achila, also ela midrabanan. It's only also midrabanan. V'dagim v'chagavim ein behem isser fil midrabanan. Even though they're meat, there's no isser midrabanan. Here we get into famous machlokes between the Beis Yosef and the Shachtaz about you're allowed to go ahead. Is there any sakana eating dagim and milk? Because by basar there's an isser. Beis Yosef says, of course, pashut that it's also something on sakana to eat dagim b'chalav, whereas the Taz and Shachs. Ashkenazim knowing like that it's not also. So the shayla is tuna melts. Sfardim are makbid not to eat fish and cheese. I remember my wife was working with a Sephardi and she brought once working once together with a Sephardi woman, and she brought once like a tuna melt, and she's like, what? Whatever, chas v'shalom, whatever. But that's Baruch Hashem, whatever. That this is. That this is a source over here. That the Taz and the Shas say it's a Tal Sefer, and that there's no time at all to answer it. That's how Ashkenazim are knowing. Chalav v'shkedim, you have almond milk or soy milk or any of these. Now they have all these different types of milks or whatever. And you go ahead and you cook. You put in chicken inside. However, in a rachmi derabanan, it's okay. Even I guess also coconut milk, anything like that, it's fine. You should put out the box or put out the container. There's a discussion of actually the point is a hecker. You put out the container. You put almonds. next to it, or I guess you don't have soybeans, but the container, Kamosh Nisbar Lael, and you have to, put it there by the coffee machine, keep it there. No one's, cooking. I hope no one's cooking meat in the urn. Well, then that's a different problem. But upon him, so I don't think you necessarily have to put it. But again, if you're making coconut chicken, something like that, then that's also okay. You don't have to salmon in unless you make like coconut milk meat or something, or soy, whatever it is. Then yeah, you should put that there.
At a restaurant, you can ask the mashgiach and let you have the coconut container on the table while you eat.
So you can.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Also levashel b'chalav isha. Chalav isha you can't cook either. They maris ayin and etzem it's mutter, but maris ayin v'im nafal l'socha tavshil batel v'in tzarich shir. You don't have to be choishesh if your wife's bringing a bottle to the baby of her milk and whoops it fell into the trunk. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about it. It doesn't need doesn't it's batal betray and it's fine. Hagab and near the fized the kol shekain to also the vashel l'chachila b'chal of tmeya or basar tamei b'chal of tahor. You shouldn't cook. You shouldn't use, just like we said before, the basar tamei. You can ask who are doing chalav tamei. This is only midrabanan. So the Rama points out that this is also midrabanan. You shouldn't use it because of maris ayin. Edafka basar v'heimel v'ofter rabbanan ein lachosh v'ofter rabbanan. We don't have to be choshish for.
From Soloveitchik said,